Yo, yo, yo. Hey, yo, what's good to all my heroes and villains out there? It's your boy LC. Guys, welcome to another episode of Heroes and Villains Collectibles. I hope you guys had an awesome and amazing New Year's. This is the first video when it comes to the new year, starting the new year's 2026. So, hey, I had an awesome New Year's Eve. I had an awesome New Year's, you know what I mean? So hopefully this year now, we got some bigger and better things coming this way this year, especially when it comes to Marvel. You know what I mean? Yo, check it out. Before we even get started, if it's the first time checking me out, make sure you guys go ahead, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and let you know when I got all types of videos coming your way, gaming streams, Lego builds, so all that good stuff. Speaking of which, yo, 2026, I'm gonna jump right back into doing some Lego builds. I got a bunch of Lego builds I gotta catch up on, and I got a recent one here that I got for Christmas, which I hope you guys had an awesome Christmas and got everything you wanted. But hey, shouts out to my boy Fierce. He wound up getting me the Lego Game Boy. This is amazing right here, so I'm really happy about this one. Pretty dope. You know what I mean? Growing up, I had this original original Game Boy. I even had the, with a bunch of games, I even had the yellow Game Boy. Remember when they made the Game Boy Color? I had the yellow one. I still got my Game Boy Advance. It's blue. So, yeah, good stuff, good stuff. So, yeah, really happy about that one. So, yeah, shouts out to Fears. Appreciate the gift. Hey, guys, yo, check it out. We're going to be talking about a few things, man. We're going to be talking about you already know we got Avengers Endgame coming out this year. Endgame, I'm tripping. Avengers Doomsday coming out this year, 2026. And then next year, 2027, we got the final Avengers movie, which is Secret Wars. So that's going to be dope, too. Next year is also going to be big. But we just started 2026, so let's talk about that. So for 2026, you know, we got the Avengers Doomsday movie coming out. They've been dropping some teasers here and there. If you guys go watch the Avatar movies, every week they're dropping a whole different trailer to it. So I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I want to go ahead. I'm going to put some of the trailers on it. I wound up watching them. Like, to be honest, I've seen it once. They dropped the Captain America one, they dropped the Thor one, and then that was week 2. And then week 3, which is now, if you go watch Avatar, they dropped the X-Men one. So you got X-Men, and then next week they're dropping the Wakanda, and in that trailer you got the Black Panther, you know, you got Wakanda, you have the Fantastic Four, and you got Namor. So that's going to be pretty cool. Now, word on the street is they're doing like about maybe 7 of them. You know what I mean? Word is that the next one could be, after that, like a Spider-Man one. After that one could be a Wolverine one. You know what I mean? Or unless, you know, so that's pretty cool. And then that's 6 right there. I think, to be honest with you, the 7th one might just be like the official trailer, which they're going to be dropping on Super Bowl. So that's going to be pretty cool. So, you know, there's a lot of rumors when it comes to that. Also the Spider-Man. You know, we got that Spider-Man movie dropping this year as well. Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is pretty dope. Word on the street on that one is we're going to get, we got Spider-Man. We got the Punishers in that movie. We also have the Hulk, right? And also, hey, this is just rumors, but we may have the Sadie Sink, the chick from Stranger Things. Word on the street is that she's playing Jean Grey. So that's pretty dope right there. And also, not only are we getting the Hulk, but he's going to go back to being Savage, right? And not only that, but he's going to become, I don't know how it's going to happen, but we're going to wind up getting Grey Hulk. So for you guys that know, you know, there's different types of Hulks. One of the Grey Hulks is Joe Fixit. You know what I mean? So if you guys don't know who that is, yo, look him up. You know, pretty cool. So yeah, he's one of the Grey Hulks. Pretty dope. Or I'll just look it up in a little bit when we get to that point. But yeah, a lot of good things coming, guys. A lot of good things coming. So I also wanted to Um, so I wanted to put on the trailer to the Avengers. That way you guys can check it out. Also, I wanted to play a video to the uh, newcomer from YouTube. Also, he goes by Avengers Protocol. He has a video I was checking out. I didn't see the whole thing because I'm like, you know what? I would like to do a little bit of reaction to this and show you guys on one of either if it's a live stream or a video that I make. So that way I can go ahead and check it out. We can check that out together as well. But hey, before we get started on that, oh, and remember, we got the Avengers Doomsday. So when that movie comes out, we're gonna be having like the Avengers. We have all of the X-Men. We have the Fantastic Four. So I got a list of people that are gonna be fighting, of who's gonna be fighting who. So that's gonna be pretty dope. We'll go ahead and go through that. But real quick, before we get to that, I wanted to show you guys this. A lot of you guys know I collect hot toys. Well, I collect a lot of things. I got hot toys, I got statues, I got figures, Ninja Turtles, Marvel, you know what I mean? But I wanted to show you this because I saw this yesterday and I am really excited. I've been waiting for this, no lie. I think they announced this like about 3 years ago. When they first did, or 2 years ago, right? When they first did the Marvel, the animated, what was it, that one animated series that I think episode 8 or 6 was the Marvel Zombie episode, or 4, it was only one of the episodes that was Marvel Zombies. So, oh, it was the What If, right? Yeah, the What If. It was the Marvel What If, because it was animated. One of those episodes was the Marvel Zombies on What If. Then last year they dropped the Marvel Zombies actual 4-part series. So check this out, man. I'm really excited for this one, to be honest. But I saw this right here. Look at that. So Hot Toys is going to be dropping soon the Marvel Zombies. Now, yo, look. If I had to get one and I seen how it looked, like they had the zombie Captain America, which obviously is like my favorite one. I'm a huge fan of the Marvel zombie line. I really am. You know what I mean? But not only are we gonna get the the zombie Captain America, which they did announce him like 3 years ago in MegaCon when they started showing a bunch of stuff. There was like one hot toy. Zombie Cap. I was like, yo, man, I want that one. Right? But my dude, it's been like about 3 years later now with nothing. Until yesterday that they just dropped this poster right here. Marvel Zombies coming soon. So that means not only are we going to get Zombie Cap, we got Zombie Iron Man, Zombie Wolverine, Zombie Thor. You know we're going to get Zombie Scarlet Witch. You know we're going to get Zombie Hulk. I mean, it's going to be crazy. You know what I mean? So I ain't even going to front. I'm going to wind up picking up every line when it comes to the Marvel Zombies. I'm going to just get them all. I'm going to get them all. I have to. I'm a huge fan of the Marvel Zombie line. So this is just giving you guys a heads up for those of you guys that are collectors, that do collect Hot Toys as well. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool. You know what I mean? So really, really, really excited about that one, guys. So that out the way. Speaking of Hot Toys, there's still 2 more Hot Toys I've been slacking on. You know what I mean? I got the still haven't done it, but I'm gonna be doing it now for this new year. We got the Iron Man Mark V that I've had already for the longest time. And it's not like I don't have space. I have space now in the D-Tops. You know what I mean? I even have another D-Top over there. So I have space now to open this one and display it. So be on the lookout for that one. And then, the man himself, boom, Dr. Doom. Which I've already had now for about maybe 2 months now, 3 months. So, really happy about this one. So yeah, gotta definitely pop that one open. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be dope. So really happy about that one. Plus, not to mention all the other Hot Toys that I got that are coming my way. You got the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I'm still waiting for that one. The Tom Holland Iron Spider. I'm still waiting for that one. There's a few of them. There's a few of them. So it's gonna be dope. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Be on the lookout for that. So check it out. Let's go ahead and get started first with watching the trailers. I'm gonna play them in order, and then when it comes to the X-Men, we don't have the trailer to the X-Men, you know what I mean? But I got some photos. So I'm gonna show you about 3 photos, which is in the trailer. It'll show Professor X, it shows Magneto, and then it shows the money shot, the Cyclops. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead first and start with the. Just play them in order. We're gonna start with the Captain America trailer, Steve Rogers. Let's go ahead and check that out. Boom, right here. Let's do it. That was dope, yo. That was dope. You know something though? What just came to my mind as I was watching this the second time I watched this trailer. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Second time. Something that I thought about right now, which when I seen it the first time, I'm like, huh, I wonder if this is the first time. But I'm gonna tell you this scene right here. I'm gonna mute this right here. And then this scene right here when he's showing up and they show the house. Like, might as well just show it from here, right? So I just want to give you my thoughts on what I was thinking about when it came to this scene. I'm thinking that what if this is the first time he shows up to the house? It's not like he's been out and he's just showing up home with Peggy. Like, you know how he showed up in Endgame and he's dancing? I think, what if this is the first time right there that he shows up to surprise Peggy? You know what I mean? I was thinking about that. What if like this is like the first scene when he's walking up and then he knocks on the door and Peggy opens the door and she sees him for the first time. You know what I mean? Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about that. I was watching this and even right now watching it for the second time, I was like, yo, this seems like he's riding the motorcycle to go to Peggy's house for the very first time and she's going to see him for the first time. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about that. That'll be pretty dope. She opens the door, and this is the first time she sees him, you know? Oh, and word on the street also is that flashback, not flashback, but that scene right here, like that, this whole thing, let's just let the rest play. Let's let it play out. So, like, we see him take the suit out, put it in a box. So my man's a father, you know what I mean? But word on the street supposedly that this is flashbacks. This is flashbacks right there. Because there was some leaked photos of Steve Rogers, of Captain America, looking with his hair longer. He had the beard, you know what I mean? He had Mjolnir. So I'm thinking, they're saying that there's going to be like some kind of time jump. Which, if that's true, his kid is going to be already older. You know what I'm saying? So let me real quick. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys real quick how that can be a flashback because there's some images that came out. I can't find all the images. There were like about 12 photos of him looking just like this, and he had Mjolnir. But you saw how he looked in that trailer, right? And then this is how supposedly he's gonna look like in the movie. Check this out. Boom. So you see that? He's looking like Nomad. He looks like Nomad, and that he got the long hair with the mustache like he looked in Endgame. So supposedly this is his look in the movie. So that means that he's gonna be having a flashback of when he was holding the baby and all that stuff, which means once again he's older. His kid is older. You know what I'm saying? But also, man, there's just so many rumors going on. You know what I'm saying? Talking about that Doctor Doom is gonna be going around kidnapping everybody's kid. Like he's gonna kidnap Reed and Sue, Franklin Richard, the baby. Well, he wasn't a baby now. When we seen him, he was like 4 years old. That Doctor Doom is gonna kidnap him. Doctor Doom is gonna kidnap Captain America's kid. This is just rumors. Doctor Doom is gonna kidnap Love from Love and Thunder, Thor's daughter. But that's a maybe. That's a maybe. That who else has a kid? Everybody has kids. That it's crazy. Cause remember, I don't know. It's just a lot. I don't know. Cause now all these Avengers got kids now. You know what I mean? So yeah. So here's one last look of how Captain America may be looking like in the movie, and he's most likely he's gonna say, "Hey, I'm not Captain America. I'm Steve Rogers," because remember, Sam Wilson is Captain America. But to be honest, Steve Rogers is Captain America. Captain America is Steve Rogers. I don't play that. You know what I mean? So when he links up with Sam, Sam has to give him that shield back. Get this man a shield. So yeah, really happy about that. But this is his look, supposedly, guys. So yeah, I wanted to let you know that. So, with that down, let's go ahead and check out the trailer to the Thor. Okay, the second one, but they did for the second week. Let's go ahead and check it out. Once again, this trailer, all these trailers, I've only seen them once because I'm like, oh man, I wanted to go ahead and see them. I'll see them again when I do my reaction so I can talk about it, give my thoughts. So here we go.
Father, all my life, I have answered every call. To honor, duty, to war. But now fate has given me something I never sought. A child. A life untouched by the storm. Lend me the strength of the old fathers, so that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her, not as a warrior, but as warmth, to teach her not battle, but stillness, the kind I never knew. Please, Father, heed my words.
Damn. That was good. Now, let me tell you, when I seen these trailers for the first time, I saw them bootleg. I'll be honest. This is the first time I'm watching these trailers, like, official on the Marvel website. Because I saw them, like, every time they drop on Twitter. Like, when I seen them, the quality was whack. But, yo, is it me? But it looks like Love is sick. She looked like she's sick. And remember, she was brought back to life with the powers of eternity. So, Word on the street is that she's sick because, or like you could say, that Eternity's dying because of the effects of what's happening in the multiverse. You know, and you see how Thor is praying to the All Fathers for the power of the Odin Force, right? Now, something I heard, which man, okay, I get it, but I don't like it. So they're talking about that Doom, that Thor's gonna get the power of the Odin Force. He's gonna be all powerful, right? And then that Doom is going to come and take the power, and that Thor is gonna fall asleep, like the Odin sleep. Remember in Thor, which was it? Thor the Dark World, where Odin fell asleep. He was having the Odin sleep. So supposedly Thor is going to fall asleep, get that deep sleep, and that Doom is gonna get that power, because you're wondering how is Doom gonna be so powerful. Remember, for those of you guys that follow comic books, Doom turns into God Emperor Doom. So that how the hell is he gonna become a god? You know what I mean? So I don't. That's fine that he takes the Thor's power and all that. Fine, but what are you telling me, that Thor's gonna be passed out through the whole movie? He's gonna be sleeping? Like, I want to see Thor whooping ass. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want Thor to be sleeping through the movie because he's in the Odin sleep, and then Doom comes along and takes all his power. You know? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. But supposedly, rumors, that could be happening. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about that. So, now, last but not least, when it comes to the official Doomsday trailers, so I have here, in the Avatar movies, what's the trailer that's playing right now is the X-Men trailer. Now, in the X-Men trailer, I'm not going to play the X-Men trailer, but I am going to show you guys some photos. So, let me see. We have that one. Then it cuts to this one. Then it cuts to this one. I'm going to put them in order. Then it cuts to this one. Okay. Alright then. So when the trailer opens up, you have Magneto is talking some good ass dialogue, talking about something about not being afraid when you die, but who are you going to be when you close your eyes, or some ish like that, right? So check this out. We have here Professor X and the official blue jacket with the X logo on it, which is pretty dope. He's sitting in his chair. And then he's playing chess with Ian McKellar's Magneto. Look at Magneto, got the classic. You guys see Magneto now. They show him with the long hair. You know what I mean? With the beard. So, looking dope. I am so excited to see these guys back. Then, Magneto's talking, but in the background, you know what I mean? But they're playing chess right here in this moment, right? Alright, so now, here we go with this shot right here. So after that, then they showed this shot right here of James Marsden's Cyclops in the comic book official suit. You know what I mean? That looks amazing. Looks amazing. Now, in the cartoons, he has like the yellow trunks. Like he has that, like the yellow straps, and then he had like the yellow underwear, which are the trunks over like the blue spandex. And this one, he doesn't have that. And this one, he's just wearing his pants are all blue. They didn't make it cheesy like that with the all blue and then put the yellow trunks on them. They didn't do that here. But that right there, that's good enough. That's good enough. So in this scene, you see him rip off his visor, right? and then he opens his eyes, full blast, and then you get this image right here. Boom. Check that out. And then back here, you got a sentinel that's walking. So he's fighting the sentinels. So you see the pants, blue. Yeah, he got parts of yellow, which that's dope. It's still dope. He didn't have to have the yellow trunks over the blue pants like in the cartoons. But that is the money shot right there. So on Tuesday, if they're following everything that they've done, all of these other, like the Captain America one, the Thor one, so they play it in the movie theaters, and then on Tuesday they drop it online. So they did the same thing with Cap, they did the same thing with Thor. So this Tuesday is going to be the next trailer, which is going to be this one, the X-Men trailer. And then next week, next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is going to be the Wakanda trailer. And then that following Tuesday after, they'll drop it online. You know what I mean? So that's basically how it's going. So every Tuesday, we get a new trailer online. So that is an amazing shot right there. We finally get the Cyclops we deserve. I'm really happy about that, man. Oh, and you guys know it's gonna be crazy, man, because it's gonna be, we're gonna have the X-Men versus the Avengers. So just like in every movie we're gonna have them fighting. You know what I mean? Which brings me to my next subject. Okay, so moving on to this. This is gonna be amazing. So check that out, guys. So with that down, hold up. Let me, boom, X out of this here. Okay. Let's see here. Boom. With that down, I wanted to show you guys right here. No. Where is it at? Here it is. Check this out. Boom. So this is the list of like who's gonna be fighting who in the Avengers Doomsday. It says some of the rumored fight sequences that will be featured in Avengers Doomsday. So, just to get it out the way, one that's not on here, okay, because I don't want to forget. One that's not on here and is rumored is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man versus Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. So we're going to get a Spider-Man versus Wolverine. If you guys know, that's actually a cover. Let me find it here. That's actually a Secret Wars cover. I believe it's Secret Wars number 3. Let me see. Secret Wars number 3. Comics. Images. Yup. Check it out. So you see that? That is Secret Wars number 3, Spider-Man versus Wolverine. Yeah, you have Storm, you got Colossus, you got Nightcrawler, you got Rogue back there, you got Professor X, but you got Spider-Man fighting Wolverine. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope right there. But, yeah, I just wanted to put that one out there because I didn't want to forget. So that's going to be crazy. That's going to be a dope-ass fight. But All right then. So going through the list, we have Mr. Fantastic is going to be fighting, and this is where the Avengers versus X-Men come in. You know what I mean? So we got Mr. Fantastic fighting Nightcrawler. Okay, who you guys think will win that fight? Comment below. Let me know who you think when it comes to Mr. Fantastic versus Nightcrawler. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'll give you what I think. I'll give you guys what I think. Mr. Fantastic versus Nightcrawler. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Nightcrawler. Okay, I'm gonna go Nightcrawler. Now, Shang-Chi versus Gambit. Now, yo, Gambit's my shit. You know what I mean? Like, Gambit was one of my favorite when it comes to okay. So in the Avengers, Captain America is like one of my favorite characters, right? In the X-Men, like, I mean, besides Captain America, there's other people that I like, you know what I mean? But in the X-Men, Gambit was like one of my favorites. Yeah, Wolverine was dope and all that good stuff, but there was something about Gambit that he was like one of my favorite characters that I used to love, man. So that's why I hate that they did him dirty in the Wolverine Origins. But you know what I mean? I was like, oh, man, you know? But, yeah, we didn't get enough Gambit in that movie. But Gambit versus Shang-Chi, who's going to win? As much as I want Gambit to win, I'm going to have to give it to Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's got the 10 rings. You know what I mean? Yeah, Gambit, he got the cards and all that. He makes them go boom. You know what I mean? He about to make a name for himself here. I'll tell you that much. But, yeah, I'm going to give it to Shang-Chi on this one. Okay? Gambit versus Doctor Doom. Which, yo, spoiler alert. Channing Tatum, who plays Gambit, said that he was filming a scene with Doctor Doom, with Robert Downey Jr. Now, I'm going to tell you, man, Doctor Doom, there's no way Gambit's going to win against Doctor Doom. That's sorry, Gambit. Yelena versus Mystique. Yelena, we're talking about the Thunderbolts, a.k.a. the new Avengers, a.k.a. the new Black Widow, against Mystique. Nah, son. I'm giving that one to Mystique. Okay? Captain America versus Cyclops. Oh, snaps. Captain America versus Cyclops. I'm going to tell you something. This is going to be the first tie. That's a tie. Captain America is my guy. Captain America, yo. Come on, yo. Captain America that was going against Thanos and his peoples in Endgame, who actually went against Thanos. You know what I mean? He can do this all day. But Captain America versus Cyclops, and Cyclops ain't no joke. You know what I mean? I just show you guys the picture of him. You know what I mean? He's coming in with the full blast. So I'm going to give this one a tie. Because you know that Cyclops is going to come blasting, and then Captain America got the shield. He's going to be holding it. That's what I'm saying, man. Freaking Falcon, Sam Wilson, whatever the hell, he better give Captain America back that shield. Because Cap is going to need it. So yeah, I'm going to go a tie. It's a tie with Captain America and Cyclops. They're going to fight. They're going to get... But it's going to be a tie. Captain Marvel versus Monica Rambeau. This is kind of tricky because I don't understand. Monica Rambeau, why would Monica Rambeau fight Captain Marvel? You know what I mean? Like, Captain Marvel is trying to go to the X-Men universe to rescue Monica Rambeau. But we know that Monica Rambeau now has power. She's Photon. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's where, you know. Now, are we talking about Captain Marvel versus Monica Rambeau's mom? Remember, she was there, which is, oh man, what's her name? Remember in the Marvels when she saw her mom, she was her mom was oh man, I can't believe I'm sleeping on her name. Um, damn, cause it makes no sense. Cause Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel wouldn't fight Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau wouldn't fight. You know what I mean? Wouldn't fight Captain Marvel. But if I had to choose, Captain Marvel is gonna whoop Monica Rambeau's ass. Hello, it's Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? She almost single-handedly beat everybody up in Endgame when she came down. Remember? So that was pretty dope. Now I got to try to figure out her mom's name and the damn. It's in my head now. Yeah. Oh man, I can't. And I got that figure too in there. But okay. Anyways, the Century, the Void versus Professor X. Damn, this is tricky because Century, yeah, he's like Marvel's Superman, right? But the Void be playing mind games. And Professor X, that's in the mind. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, I know Professor X is powerful and all. You know what? I'm going to give it to Professor X. Professor X, which is, like I said, it would almost be, to be honest, it would almost be a tie. Almost be a tie, to be honest. Because we saw what the Void can do. You know what I mean? And Professor X is also powerful when it comes to the mind. So, I'm not going to give this one a tie, even though it's like close, but I'll give this one to Professor X. Alright? So, Mr. Fantastic, Cyclops, and Captain America versus Doctor Doom. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give the win to Doctor Doom. Like, that's what we're doing here. Like, it's Doctor Doom coming in with the technology and the magic. Mr. Fantastic, Cyclops, Captain America don't deal in magic. You know what I'm saying? So I give this the win to Doctor Doom. And God Loki versus Doctor Doom. Unfortunately, once again, I mean, the name of the movie is called Doomsday. You know what I mean? What's going to happen is Doctor Doom is going to win at the end of this movie. So if Doctor Doom is going to win at the end of this movie, and in Secret Wars, you know, just like Infinity War and Endgame, Infinity War, all the heroes lost. And then in Endgame, they came back strong and won. So in this movie, Doomsday, Doctor Doom is going to win, which means that all of the heroes are going to lose. God Loki will lose against Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom will become God Emperor Doom. So, though, I'm going to have to give the win to Doctor Doom. Like, none of these guys, Gambit's not beating Doom. Mr. Fantastic, Cyclops, Captain America is not beating Doom. God Loki is not beating Doom. Doom is going to win at the end of this movie. So, there you have it, guys. And I'm sure there's going to be others. Maybe, unless it's just that small team, you know what I mean, that goes to find, to the X-Men universe. But, yeah. And remember, that's not counting Spider-Man versus Wolverine. And also, Deadpool is supposed to be in that movie, too. Deadpool is supposed to be in this movie. So, yeah. So let me know, guys, your thoughts below. What do you think? Who's gonna win? Who do you think will win on this list? You know what I mean? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. All right. With that down, let me see what else we have here, guys. That was pretty dope. It's gonna this movie is going to be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy movie. So check it out. So before we get to it, some images I wanted to show you. Speaking of, you know, check this out right here. Actually, well, we got two images I wanted to show you. Boom. Speaking of Deadpool, boom, check that out. So we got Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. Now, word has it that they're going to be like the main characters of the movie. That's why I said that Deadpool is going to be in the movie because, oh, like, you know, they got big roles. Also, who has a big role? Haley Atwell, I think her name is. Captain Carter, you know, Agent Carter, you know, Captain America's woman. So she supposedly has a big role in this movie as well. I believe her name is, I know it's Haley. I believe her last name is Atwell. So Haley has a huge role in Doomsday. So I don't know if she's gonna play a villain. People think she might play a villain in the movie. So I don't know about that. But the movie is gonna be focused on these guys also right here, which are gonna be also main characters. Captain America also has a big role in the movie because supposedly Doctor Doom wants to kill Captain America for causing an incursion for staying behind in the past with Peggy. Supposedly by Captain America staying in the past, killed and destroyed Doctor Doom's universe. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's supposedly rumors. So, but yeah, we got Deadpool, Wolverine, and Spider-Man, and we have Doctor Doom in the back, lurking. So, this is a dope shot. And then we also have, right here, let me look it up. Let me find it for you guys. The last shot right here. Check this out. This is a pretty nice photo right here. Not an official photo, but it's pretty cool. Boom. We got Loki, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Deadpool. Now, also, what's going to happen is, what's funny about this shot here is that word on the street is that the movie, when it starts, is going to open. The movie's going to open with Spider-Man's universe getting destroyed. Deadpool's universe and Wolverine's universe getting destroyed. And that Loki's going to come in and pull these guys out and send them to the TVA. So he's going to save these guys. Hence, you know, why you have them like in the picture like that. But yeah, Loki's the one that's going to save their lives and bring them to the TVA, explain what the hell's going on. Loki's going to also go to the past, get Steve Rogers, Captain America, right before Doctor Doom goes to kill him. So Loki's going to save Captain America's life and bring him to the TVA and explain to him what's happening. Supposedly, that him and Thor, that's why I'm like, yo, I'm not with Thor falling asleep and getting the Odin sleep, and I don't want him to be sleeping through the whole movie. But supposedly, Captain America and Thor are going to be out in the multiverse recruiting more Captain Americas, more Thors, which this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time, yo, to bring in Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill would be perfect to come in this movie. Because if you're recruiting all of the Thors, you need this guy on your team. Which is funny because I actually have this comic book. I actually have this comic. But let me go ahead and show you right here. This right there. Beta Ray Bill. And then he holds, and the reason I say that is because he has Mjolnir. He has his own Mjolnir as well. So imagine Thor going to recruit like the Legion of Thors, a bunch of Thors, and then Beta Ray Bill is one of them. Perfect time, yo. Because we did see Beta Ray Bill's statue in Thor Ragnarok. If you guys remember, there was a part where you had a bunch of faces. You had Hulk's face. you had like another face, you had Beta Ray Bill's face. That would be a perfect time to bring Beta Ray Bill back. So I actually have this comic book. Pretty dope. Here's another. Boom. Here's another image. Better. Maybe you guys can see. Look at that right here. Let's see. Okay. Boom. Right here. See that? And he has a Millionaire. So Beta Ray Bill, it would be perfect to bring him in this movie. And like, if you guys don't bring him in this movie, it's a waste. Like, if you're not gonna bring him in this movie, just don't bring him in at all, ever. You know, especially when you're gonna go around getting a bunch of different Thors. You're gonna go around getting a bunch of different Captain Americas. That's gonna be dope. But that's the rumor. But I'm saying about Beta Ray Bill. I didn't hear nothing about Beta Ray Bill. This is just me saying this is the perfect time to bring him in. You know? So, yeah. Alrighty. So, with that all down, I wanted to check out one last thing, guys. And, I wanted to check out a video that I was watching. I only saw like the first few minutes, but this comes from Avengers Protocol, so make sure you guys go ahead and check him out. Subscribe to this channel. You know, he got some good rumors, some good theories. So we're about to theorize right now. So let me go ahead and put this on right here. Oh, before I do that, I have one more clip. Yo, check this out. I got people sending me clips about, yo, look at this Avengers trailer, look at this Doomsday trailer, Doomsday. Guys, a lot of those trailers are fake. People are doing a bunch of fake AI trailers, and then some people, the normies, believe it. I'm like, yo, that's not real. Yo, that's not real. You know what I mean? So if you guys want for me to do a video on some of the fake trailers, I mean, they look good. Don't get me wrong. They look good. There was one of Dr. Doom kills Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, throws him on the floor. He's talking with Thor, the rest of the Avengers. Scarlet Witch is there, and then the black Spider-Man is dead on the floor behind Dr. Doom. Then you have the symbiote. It's crawling on the floor, then crawls up to Spider-Man's hand. He's dead, and then brings Spider-Man back to life, just like in the comic book. In the comic book, there's a scene where Spider-Man dies, the symbiote goes under the ground and brings Peter Parker back to life, and then he comes back in the suit. So, word is we are gonna get the Spider-Man in the black suit in the next Avengers movie in Doomsday. I mean, in Secret Wars. That's why there's rumors that people think Spider-Man's gonna die in his movie A Brand New Day. Some people think that Spider-Man's gonna die in that movie and then come back to life in the other movie. I don't know, because he's Spider-Man, because Tom Holland Spider-Man is not gonna be in Doomsday, but he will be in Secret Wars. In the comic books, he got the black suit in Secret Wars, in the Secret Wars comic book. So I think they want to maybe do that again, but I don't know if they're gonna kill him, and that's how the symbiote suit's gonna just bring him back to life, and you know what I mean. But speaking about people dying, people are sending me a bunch of trailers. I'm like, guys, this is fake, this is fake, this is fake. But people don't know. They don't really follow comic books like that. So, you know, they're just the normies. But one that I did want to show you guys, like I said, there's a bunch of, because they're all AI. But if there's a bunch of AI trailers that you guys want to check out, like some that people send me, let me know and I can do another video on that. We can watch some trailers, which, once again, they're not going to be real, they're not official, but they're a bunch of AI trailers that people are sending me that some people think they're real. That being said, this is one of them. I'm going to play one of them that you guys are going to kind of be familiar if you guys seen the Deadpool and Wolverine. The scene where Deadpool is in the TVA and he sees himself on the ground that's about to die, and Thor is crying over him. They're like, why was Thor crying? Why was Thor crying? So somebody sent me this, and I'm like, guys, this is fake. not part of the movie, but I'm gonna play it for you guys because this is like, I'm like, you know what? It'll be fun. It'll be fun. So,
Oh,
let's go ahead and start this like that. So I thought this one would be fun. And this is from Multiverse of Movies. Okay. Check it out, guys. So for those of you guys that seen the Deadpool and Wolverine, you're gonna get this. But this is not an official trailer. It's not.
oh, that's not good. No, sir.
No. Stay with me, okay?
I am the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus.
Guys, for a second there, we made a pretty good team. Oh, it's so hard to go. I just love being around you guys so much. So much. No, I can feel it now. Here it comes, yeah. The soul exiting the husk. Yeah. Ugh. Can you see it? Do you see that beautiful bright light? There it is. Oh, that's the sun. Don't stare directly into that. Just have a few final words. Woodpecker. Gingivitis. Codswallop. Do you want to build a snowman?
So there you have it. You see? So I've been getting a bunch of trailers like this. People send me trailers. This one just happens to be for Multiverse of Movies. But people just send me trailers. I'm like, guys, that's not real. That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. You know? But if you guys want to see some of those not real trailers, let me know. I can maybe do a video. We can watch a few of them. And you guys can see what I see. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of them look good as hell. I mean, some of them you could tell it's AI, but some of them look really good. And I'm like, man, that's a good ass trailer. What if it was like that? What if like this? There's one of Captain America fighting Dr. Doom. You know what I mean? That was pretty dope too. So if there's any trailers that are obviously not real, the AI Avengers trailers, comment below, let me know, and maybe I could do a video on that. We could have some fun with it. So, all right then. With that all down, let's go ahead and put on this last video.
They're saying,
which will be from Avengers Protocol. Okay, this video is 16 minutes long, so we can have fun with it. Okay, that way you guys. Now, some things on here on this video, you're gonna tell it's AI. Like, you should be like, yeah. So once again, some of these things are not part of the movie. You know what I mean? But it's what some people think. Remember, I told you, Steve is gonna be in the house with Peggy. Loki's gonna save him, but before Loki saves him, Dr. Doom is going to show up to try to kill him. So literally, you're gonna literally see something like that. But none of this is real. It's made by AI, but it just as an example. But some parts I'm sure will be real. I haven't seen the whole thing, but literally from the beginning of this presentation, this rumor, this stuff that we're talking about, we'll see. So here we go. Shouts out to Avengers Protocol. Make sure you guys check them out. He also got some theories just like the rest of us. So, all right, let's continue. Let's do this.
They're saying the entirety of Avengers Doomsday leaked now. Yeah, supposed leaks are popping up everywhere, people reposting them like it's gospel, half the time without even knowing where the info came from. So I'm gonna do what the internet refuses to do, look at this stuff with at least one eyebrow raised. Alright, first rumor, the whole Iron Lad thing. The claim going around is that the actor who played Harley Keener is confirmed to return in Avengers Doomsday. Not only that, this rumor says he shows up in the climax of the movie, the big final battle, wearing an Iron Man.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay. What's funny about this is that just yesterday I was watching Iron Man 3. So this is the little boy from Iron Man 3. Have you guys seen Endgame? In Endgame, when they had the funeral scene for Tony Stark, and they're showing the camera of all the characters, Spider-Man, with Aunt May, you have Hulk, and then there's this one random kid standing there, and people are like, yo, who the hell is that kid? Who the hell is that kid? You know what I mean? This is exactly the kid who it is from Iron Man 3. I'm like, yo, that's the kid from Iron Man 3. He's just all grown up now. But yeah, that's exactly who they're talking about. The kid in Iron Man 3, which I was just watching yesterday. I'm like, man, I haven't seen Iron Man 3 in the longest time. So, yes, this is the kid from Iron Man 3.
Man-style suit. Harley, just to remind everyone, is the kid who interacted with Tony Stark during Iron Man 3. He's also the guy who showed up at Tony Stark's funeral in Endgame, and a lot of people were confused because the kid grew up and looked completely different. But the moment we saw him there, everybody started doing the mental math. Oh, so that's going to be the Iron Man successor, right? Because in Iron Man 3, he's basically building stuff alongside Tony like a junior apprentice. Before we continue, like the video, subscribe, all that. You know the drill. If the algorithm is a god, we're doing offerings. Seriously, we're a really small YouTube channel and I need your support to continue the work. Thank you very much for that. So, this rumor tries to connect everything and turn it into pure fan service. Harley comes back as the next-gen Iron Man figure, basically an MCU version of Iron Lad. Now, in the comics, Iron Lad is actually a time traveler, and he's an alternate version of Kang. But with everything that happened with Kang's direction in the MCU, I can see why Marvel would adapt the concept into someone connected to Tony Stark instead of being tied directly to Kang the Conqueror. It's a cleaner fit for the movies. Here's the problem. I don't just repeat rumors here. I try to track where they started. And this one is messy. There are tons of international pages and Brazilian pages talking about it, and they keep citing some post that nobody can actually trace. Most of them point to an insider called Live Warrior as the source. Except, if you actually search for it, there's no reliable post from this person about Harley returning. Nothing. If it ever existed, it's gone. And I'll be blunt, this supposed insider has zero credibility. Not one of the names that consistently hits, not one of the people who actually seems plugged in.
So look at how ridiculous the pipeline is. A rumor credited to a guy you can't even find based on a post that may not exist anymore, and then it lands on pages calling it confirmed. No. If you bought that rumor, drop it right now. Would it be amazing to see Harley back as a legit successor to Iron Man? Absolutely. People would eat that up. But right now, it's a theory, more like a wish. There's no real confirmation. And the reason this rumor has legs is obvious. Marvel still has this Iron Legacy hole that fans want filled. The character who was positioned to carry the Iron Man torch in the MCU, let's just say the introduction didn't win everyone over. The word going around is that Disney already canceled her series, no second season, and if that character's story continues, it would have to happen through other projects. I've also seen another rumor spreading that Disney would remove her series from Disney+. That one is flat out false. For now, the show is still there, it just won't get a second season. So yeah, people see the empty space and they want Harley to swoop in and take the throne.
I'll tell you guys, I'd rather Harley take and become the new Iron Lad. because, like I said, Riri. I mean, yes, Riri Williams. She's in the comic books as Ironheart. But first off, the show was whack. The best part of that show was the end with Mephisto. That was the only part I liked about it when Mephisto showed up. That's it, the last episode. But I prefer if he came back. That would be dope. You know what I mean? If they show like what has he been doing, you know, since Endgame, and then he just decided, yo, I'm gonna make my own Iron Man suit and make it. You know what I mean? That would be dope. I would prefer him. I am cool with him coming back. Riri Williams, I mean, I don't know. I don't, can't say nothing about that, man. That was it felt forced. Even though she's in the comic books, it just felt forced. But let me know what you guys think.
I get it. I just don't trust the source trust me bro chain behind it. Now, moving to the next leak, supposedly Doomsday reveals 2 Avengers who won't survive the final battle. According to a new claim from an informant named Majestic who hasn't proven himself yet, Bucky Barnes is being described as the most likely member of the new Avengers to die in Avengers Doomsday. And then there's the Chris Evans angle.
The info floating around, from before the Chris Evans teaser officially hitting theaters, is that most industry insiders consider it almost certain that Chris Evans will return in at least one of the Avengers movies, and that Peggy Carter is involved in both. I said both the coming Avengers movies. The claim goes further. Peggy's arc could possibly involve losing Steve Rogers, the love of her life and the father of her kids, while Dr. Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr., is pursuing Super Rogers across the film.
So, if you buy that framing, the 2 deaths would be Winter Soldier and Steve Rogers. And honestly, it's dark, but it's not impossible.
Now, I heard something different. Now, first off, let me put this, you cannot kill Captain America. You cannot kill Steve Rogers. He got to go through, survive Doomsday, survive Secret Wars. But when it comes to Bucky, maybe, right? Maybe. But somebody that I did hear a rumor, of somebody that is going to die is Ant-Man. And when I heard that, I'm like, no, because, I like Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Yeah, Quantumania wasn't all that, you know what I mean? But Ant-Man, you're going to kill Ant-Man, and the reason for it is Ant-Man's death is going to make his daughter, Cassie Lang, build the, that's how the Young Avengers is going to come, basically to avenge Ant-Man. So Ant-Man dies, his daughter builds the Young Avengers with all the other characters, Speed, Wiccan, Miss Marvel, what is this, Haley Steinfeld, Hawkeye, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So that's the word. That's the rumor. The rumor is Ant-Man. I didn't hear about Bucky. I didn't hear about Captain America. But it's cool. If Bucky dies, then boom, at least, Captain America has somebody to avenge. But the word is that Ant-Man is going to die. And when Ant-Man dies, that's what's going to form the Young Avengers to come together. So, yeah, that's what I heard.
It's especially interesting because Sebastian Stan, while he was at Tokyo Comic-Con, reportedly said something along the lines of, "I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see who survives and who doesn't," which is the actor way of saying somebody's getting packed up without Marvel sending a sniper to his house. And narratively, I can see the logic. Steve got his happy ending, Tony got his happy ending, then Tony sacrificed himself. So Steve getting a happy ending with Peggy and then later sacrificing himself as a hero, yeah, I can see Marvel doing that. And Bucky, his redemption arc is basically complete. He went from brainwashed assassin to someone trying to heal to someone integrated into society, and then he ends up as one of the leaders of a new team. If you keep him around forever...
You know what I do want to see? When they go, let's say if the rumors are true, where Thor goes to look for more Thors in the multiverse and Captain America goes to look for more Captain Americas in the multiverse, I want to see Bucky's Captain America. That he goes and he sees Bucky with the metal arm, with the shield. Because between us, I think that Bucky should have been, the shield should have been passed down to Bucky, because also in the comic books, Bucky is a version of Captain America. Yes, Sam Wilson becomes Captain America in one universe, you can say, in the comic books, but also Bucky Barnes becomes Captain America as well. You know, Captain America, Steve Rogers gives the shield to Bucky as well. So I would like to see Bucky come back as a variant of Captain America with the shield, looking badass with the metal arm, looking dope. So let's fingers crossed that happens. I want to see Beta Ray Bill. I want to see Thor get Beta Ray Bill. I want to see Steve Rogers Captain America get Bucky Barnes Captain America. That'll be dope.
You either repeat the arc or you run out of meaningful things for him to do. So if Marvel wants a big emotional gut punch, Bucky is absolutely a candidate. Now, here's something more grounded than random insider names. Apparently, a Finnish trailer classification site rated the third Doomsday trailer as sensitive because it includes scenes that may provoke fear. Meanwhile, the first two teasers are being treated as general audience.
We already know the third trailer. The third trailer is the X-Men trailer, which I just showed you guys some pictures of. So, yeah. So now we already know the third trailer. There's actually going to be trailer 4, which is Wakanda and Fantastic Four and Namor. Trailer 5 and 6, which supposedly one is going to be about Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and the other one is supposed to be Wolverine. And then trailer 7 is supposed to be the big Super Bowl trailer. So yeah, so it's supposedly 7 of them. But the Super Bowl trailer is going to be the official full trailer. But yeah, trailer 3 was the X-Men trailer that we're on now. Right now we're on week 3.
And the chatter is that the third trailer is focused on Dr. Doom himself, which would reinforce the possibility we get more of his backstory, or at least a more revealing look at RDJ's Doom, maybe even with the scar. The real question is, what does a Doom-focused teaser actually show? Origin? Mass murder? A throne? A dramatic cape swirl? Place your bets.
And then there's the whole conversation about the Steve Rogers son.
I've seen people debate who that child could be, and yeah, in the comics there are a bunch of alternate reality kids for Steve Rogers, Sarah Rogers, Ellie Rogers, James Rogers, Nick Rogers, a bunch of variants tied to different partners. Even the Ultimate Universe has a version of Red Skull who's Cap's son. There's also Sharon Rogers from Marvel Future Fight, who's essentially Steve and Peggy's daughter in that continuity. The point is, Marvel has options if they want to go there. But what caught my attention is a claim from a local resident near a park where they were filming. According to that person, Doomsday includes scenes with Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter living a quiet country life with more than one child, a farm, a house, the whole "we escaped the superhero grind" vibe. There's even a claim that this is the house where they filmed Peggy and kids. To me, that supports the idea that what we're seeing teased might not be the plot, but the character setup. Like, you see Steve holding a baby in a teaser, but when he appears in the actual movie, he's already been on that farm for years, and they've got multiple kids. And on top of that, there's a report attributed to Daniel Richtman, who is generally treated as a more credible insider, that Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki, filmed scenes at that same house where Steve and Peggy live, including a conversation with them. And there's also talk that Steve, Peggy, and Dr. Doom, RDJ, share a scene there too. Which is wild because I've literally seen AI-made trailers recreating those exact leaks. So now we're in the era where rumors inspire fake footage, and fake footage gets used as evidence for the rumors. The internet is eating its own tail like an Ouroboros made of thumbnails. Now, the big piece that's going around is the same style of leak I talked about with Spider-Man recently. Something that reads less like a real leak and more like a very well-constructed theory that stitches multiple rumors into one cohesive story. Somebody basically built a puzzle and posted it like it's the plot. And here's the version of that Doomsday story that's being spread.
Steve Rogers goes back in time and, by staying there, triggers a series of incursions across the multiverse. So Steve, I just wanted to live my life Rogers, becomes the accidental spark that starts multiversal collapse. Dr. Doom, played by Robert Downey Jr., is one of the victims. His family and his home universe die in these incursions. The opening sequence is from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. An incursion begins in his universe. Everything is about to be destroyed and a portal opens at the last second to pull him out, saving him just in time.
We see Dr. Doom walking through a corridor after committing a genocide on a Council of Dooms, basically establishing that multiple Doom variants exist and multiple will be destroyed. Doom senses the multiverse collapsing and arrives with the Fantastic Four in the main MCU timeline. He discovers that there's a hero in that universe who looks exactly like him, Tony Stark's face, and he uses that resemblance to manipulate everyone. And according to this theory, there's no spell, no clever plan, he just looks like Tony because multiverse coincidence. Convenient, but okay. Doom goes to Mount Wundagore, where Wanda sacrificed herself in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and Franklin Richards revives Wanda using his powers. Doom manipulates Wanda by promising she'll reunite with her children on Battleworld. Battleworld, in this theory, is the world created from the remains of the multiverse after it's destroyed. Doom is planning to create it because he's basically counting on the multiverse ending. At that point, the theory claims only 3 universes remain: the Fantastic Four's universe, the main MCU universe, and the Fox X-Men universe. Doom convinces the MCU heroes to let him go to the Fox X-Men universe to negotiate. Then he attacks the X-Mansion using bots, frames it like the MCU universe did it, and manipulates the X-Men into fighting the Avengers. Magneto suspects Doom and attacks him, which leads to Doom fighting Magneto, with Professor X stepping in because he believes Doom. Doom supposedly lets Magneto hit him to earn trust, then promises Magneto a mutant nation on Battleworld, something like the big mutant sovereignty arcs from modern X-Men comics. The theory also says Elizabeth Olsen returns as Scarlet Witch, along with Evan Peters as Quicksilver, basically mixing Fox Quicksilver with MCU Wanda. Shuri detects an energy signature from the Fox X-Men universe, and Captain Marvel deduces it belongs to Monica Rambeau, who's trapped there, like we saw teased in the Marvel's post-credit scene. The heroes interpret that as proof the X-Men universe is planning something dangerous and maybe using Monica as leverage. So Sam Wilson's Avengers, plus members of the Fantastic Four, specifically Reed Richards and Sue Storm, plan to go to the Fox universe to save Monica, while the rest stay behind. I'll be honest, that part is weird, because it implies Franklin's parents stay in the MCU while Doom travels around with Franklin. It doesn't quite track. There's also internal conflict. Bucky argues saving Monica doesn't help, and that everyone should stay and protect their own universe, even destroy the other universe if it comes to that. Sam Wilson disagrees and wants to handle it peacefully and save Monica. Very Captain America of him, which is the whole point. In the Fox universe, the Avengers fight the X-Men. There's even a sequence where Sentry fights Professor X, and Professor X wins, which is interesting because Sentry supposedly isn't even part of Sam's Avengers lineup, so why is he there? The theory gets messy. Then Doom steals Professor X's Cerebro and uses Franklin's powers to teleport away. He upgrades his mind and uses it to locate Loki, discovering Loki is at the end of time. Thor realizes Doom is looking for Loki, splits off and uses the Bifrost to travel the multiverse searching for him. Meanwhile, Loki abandons his throne, leaving the TVA vulnerable, and goes to visit Steve Rogers at the farm. Loki tells Steve the heroes need him. After a long pause, Steve agrees to join the Avengers and their allies. While that's happening, Doom attacks the TVA, which is now vulnerable, and massacres everyone. He faces multiverse Avengers recruited by the TVA: Deadpool, Gambit, Wolverine, X-23, Tobey Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, an older film Reed Richards, Michael Fassbender's Magneto, basically an all-star legacy Marvel lineup, and Doom defeats them.
Then the Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Loki, and Thor all converge at the end of time. Doom arrives with Magneto and Wanda. Magneto allied because Doom promised him that mutant nation. The final battle kicks off between the surviving heroes and Doom's allies. During this, Sentry fights Doom, awakens the Void, and through that contact with the Void mechanic, people experience memory travel. So that's where the movie supposedly shows Doom's past and origin. Doom eventually defeats Sentry and absorbs his powers, then kills Professor X. There's also a parallel fight against a villain group that includes Superior Iron Man, Hydra Captain America, Maestro, King Thanos, just a lineup of the nastiest alternate versions imaginable, plus other variants of characters we've already seen. And then there's the part that sounds cool in a fanfic and questionable on screen. Steve fights Doom using Stormbreaker instead of Mjolnir. I'm sorry, but if Doom just beat ultra-powered beings and absorbed Sentry's power, why are we doing mano-a-mano with Steve like this is a fair matchup? While that's going on, Jean Grey fights Wanda and Wanda kills Jean. Everybody is getting deleted. Before dying, Jean transfers the Phoenix Force to Wolverine. Then, Doom kills basically everyone, including...
I heard it differently. I heard that Jean Grey fights the Scarlet Witch kills Jean Grey, and Jean Grey transfers the Phoenix Force to Cyclops. If I'm not mistaken, that's also an issue in the comic books, where Cyclops gets the Phoenix Force. So I don't know why she would transfer it to Wolverine instead of transferring it to Cyclops. So let's see what that's about.
Thor right in front of Loki. Doctor Strange finally appears, realizes how hopeless the situation is, and flips sides. He decides to help Dr. Doom. And to be fair, that part actually has comic precedent. Strange does end up aligned with Doom on Battleworld as his enforcer. Doom sits on a throne, the screen goes dark, and everybody wakes up in a medieval-looking world acting differently. Battleworld. End. None of this is close to confirmed. I'm treating it exactly how it reads, a theory that tries to fit together a bunch of separate rumors into one story. And honestly, it does connect a lot of pieces surprisingly well. Some moments are genuinely cool, some moments are kinda rough, and there are contradictions inside the theory itself. But it's interesting enough to talk about. So tell me what you think. Cool theory? Total nonsense? Or the most dangerous option, it's fake, but Marvel is taking notes. The secret phrase for this video is Grey Hulk. Type Grey Hulk so I know you watched all the way to the end. And on the side here, you've got more videos to watch. Thanks for your phenomenal company, and I'll see you next time.
Yo, that was bugged out, yo. So yeah, some of the theories that I heard that was on point, some that I heard that was, you know, other characters that were gonna do it. So yeah, so supposedly, like he said, Doom might kill Loki, and then Thor's gonna get pissed off, obviously. But let's see what happens there. I mean, it would make sense. Phoenix transferring the Jean Grey transferring Phoenix Force to Cyclops makes more sense than her transferring it to Wolverine. Yeah, yo, this is just theories, rumors. Like I said, that's why, you know, I'm sure it's not gonna be exactly like this, but it could be somewhat like this. You know what I mean? Like I also heard before all this stuff, I did hear that, like I said, you got Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers are in their home, and then Dr. Doom comes to visit because he was gonna kill Steve Rogers. That's where Loki comes in to save Steve Rogers, you know? And then that photo that I showed you guys of an older Steve Rogers, which means that there's gonna be some kind of a time jump. So his kids, not one, maybe 2 of them, maybe James and let's say Shannon or Sharon. You know what I mean? Because James, he named his kid James because of Bucky. So that'll be dope. That'll be dope to see. You know what I mean? A time jump. His kids are already older. Let's say his kids are part of the. Not saying this is true, but let's say his kids are part of the Young Avengers. But yeah, there you have it, guys. That's just, you know, theories and rumors and just fun conversation. You know what I mean? Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about that one. All right. So that being said, that's it, guys. That's it. Make sure you guys comment below. Let me know you guys' thoughts on everything here. Let me know your thoughts on who's fighting who on the list that I showed you guys, who you think would win, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? It's going to be fun. It's like I said, we have 11 months now till the movie drops. Comes out all the way in December. So now we have to wait technically a whole year for it to come out. And then Secret Wars comes out a year after that. So yeah, so we got December 18 for Doomsday 2026 and December 16 or 17 for Avengers Secret Wars 2027. So alright, so there you have it, guys. That's gonna be it. Hey, check it out. If you guys like what you're seeing, do me a solid, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and let you know when I got all types of videos, gaming streams, Lego builds, which I'm gonna be starting some Lego builds again. 2026, we gotta get back on the Lego build. I might just start off slow. Since it's been a while. Yo, I got like about 15 builds that I gotta do. But to start off slow, I might just start off with this Brickhead Captain America. You know what I mean? So start off with him and then slowly work my way up to the big builds. You know, I still have the when I'm talking about builds, like I've got the Captain America shield, Lego, that big ass Captain America shield. I gotta build that. I have the Lego X-Mansion. I gotta build that with the X-Men. So yeah, and then not to mention the Spider-Man, like the final battle when it comes to Spider-Man No Way Home with the Sandman and all that stuff. And yeah, man, there's a lot of builds, man. It's like about 15 different builds. And then not to mention my latest gift that I got here, which is the Lego Game Boy. So we have a lot of builds, guys. We have a lot of builds. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for that. But on that note, we're going to leave it here, guys. This was dope. This was awesome. Comment below. Once again, let me know what you guys thought about the videos, about the photos, about the trailers. And then comment below. Let me know if you guys want me to do, like I said, people be sending me trailers. The normies that they don't know that those are not real trailers, and I gotta tell them no, that's not the real trailer. But if you guys want to see some of those trailers, comment below. Let me know if you guys want to see some of those as well. We can maybe do a video where we check out a couple of AI trailers that made. Hey, some of them look really good. You know what I mean? But I know that they're not real. But we can still check them out. Let me know what you guys think. So on that one, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. This was dope. This was awesome. This has been another episode of Heroes and Villains Collectibles. I'm your boy, LC. Until next time, guys. Peace.